Hello, hello, good morning. Welcome to the program. We try to make it on time and we are on time despite all the challenges behind. We are extremely happy to have you here. As usual, help us to share, like, subscribe, do all those nice things that we need to do. I know that my screen can be very, what is the word? Distracting. But I woke up this morning and my screen was black. So here we are. But no, notwithstanding, we'll try to make it better next time. So welcome as usual. And today is March the 29th of 2025. I will allow my sister to introduce herself. My name is Machim Saga, and I'm here in Houston, Texas.
Thank you so much. My name is AP for short, Eputosi. Eputosinam, Eputosinamadi Begi, Eputosinandi, Eputosinandi Africa. Thank you once again. We are happy to have you here. And we can see through the week how you share the posts, how you send comments to us, send videos to us. We appreciate this teamwork because we're here because you are there. And you know what? This work is moving as fast as it should.
Mm-hmm.
So many things to be connected. So please continue to share, like my sister has said. Let's move. We'll play our music as we join us to share. Thank you. Is our music coming up?
Everything disappeared once again. Let's find it.
Please be patient with us. The technology decides to do. Thank you.
Sorry.
You're welcome. Keep sharing, please.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. We welcome you to the program. Please continue to help us to share and like and get our people up and doing so that we can complete this journey. The good Lord is working on our behalves. My goodness. A lot, a lot has been happening. So we need to move with the program. We need to move to the program so that we can get to our destination a whole lot faster. All right. So I am going to, while we continue to share, of course, I'm going to introduce our topic today, which has been going out weekly on a weekly basis. So if you don't see our promo, know that something is wrong. We have been consistent in sending out these promos. So welcome. Our topic today is Tinubu's proposed National Youth Conference commences. Tinubu proposed National Youth Conference commences. You can see our little daughter came out the other day swinging, and the terrorist government of Nigeria came after her. Like she's not supposed to speak her mind when she cannot eat, she cannot take care of herself. They think they can use intimidation to quell the fire, not knowing that social media will always expose them every time, all the time. So right now they are coming out as if they are doing nothing when we know they lack the capacity to do the right things for our children. Our smart children deserve so much better. They are very smart. We know they are so capable, but
Yes.
no, they are warrant day chiefs. The current warrant day chiefs have decided to join the British colonial terrorists to continue to subjugate our people because again it's for their benefits. So according to the Daughters of Truth, the terrified Nigerian public through her fearless youth and survivors of the NSAP protest, they are now speaking to the oppressive ruler of a failed colonial construct called Nigeria, the most biggest open-air prison for the smartest Black people. And we are okay with the status quo. We don't want to do anything about it. As long as we're in our comfort zone, our children are doing better, Obasanya. As long as I live in a place where I'm getting dollars and pounds, Obasanya, it doesn't concern me. My children are doing well, but I plan to go there every Christmas to let them know that I can change my dollar and pounds and then show off. Nigeria is at a breaking point. The illusion of democracy is fading, is revealing the rotten core of a system built on oppression, deception, and greed. For decades, the ruling class, political, religious, and traditional, they have mastered the art of control, feeding the people with empty promises while looting our nation dry. They do not govern, rather, they exploit. They do not lead, rather, they subjugate. Now they call for a national youth conference. But what it is true purpose? Is it an avenue for genuine change or yet another well rehearsed distraction designed to pacify and manipulate our restless youth? Our people, we cannot be fooled again. The voices of our brave young Nigerians, the very young ones who stood against the police brutality during the ENSA movement, must not be silenced. Their fight was never just about brutality of a raw police unit. It was a rebellion against a corrupt system that thrives on injustice. So let us be clear. Nigeria, the biggest open-air prison, is not a democracy. It's a dictatorship disguised as one. The so-called unitary constitution imposed through force and manipulation was never meant to serve our people. Rather, it was crafted to secure power in the hands of few while millions struggle in poverty, insecurity, and hopelessness. This is why your so-called election will never, ever, ever change anything. Whether you bring a saint, you bring Jesus Christ of Nazareth, you bring Ndemua, you bring Holy Ghost fire, you fast for 100-day fasting, you pray and you pray and you pray, you will suffer more and more and more. As we watch, the rich are getting richer and our poor people are dying. So as the nation teeter on the edge of collapse, these criminals tell us to prepare for 2027 election because that's what they are, criminals and terrorists. They are telling us to prepare for 2027 elections, another cycle of deceit, another reinforcement of our operation. So we ask, how long are we going to play this game? How long will we pretend that the system can fix itself when it was never, ever designed to do so? How long are we going to believe their political partners, the church leaders, telling us to fast, that things will get better? Once we finish the 100-day fasting, our lives will change. How long are we going to continue with this game? So we say enough of the distractions, enough of the empty rhetoric. We must reject the 2027 elections and demand an immediate transition. A transition not dictated by corrupt elite or but rather by the true stakeholders. Who are the stakeholders? You, and you, our people. We must dismantle the colonial foundations of this failed system and rebuild from the ground up, creating a nation that serves our citizens and not the criminal rulers. So today, in our powerful live discussion, we will expose the lies, analyze our journey towards true liberty, and of course, map out a strategy for a genuine change. So it's more than a conversation. It's a movement, a declaration of resistance, a call to reclaim our future. So how would you be remembered during this time? Are you going to be a spectator? Are you going to be the one willing to speak for our children? Because we are all getting older. We are all heading out. We're halfway through. My patient will tell me she's halfway, 1/4 in. How did she say? We are 1/4 in. One leg in the grave and one leg on earth. What are we doing to make sure that we live a better universe for our children? What are we doing to live it better than our ancestors left it for us? Thank you.
Thank you so much. What are we doing? What are you doing? We have so much on the table that we can do. Once again, you're welcome to this community of truth. It's a collection of people who are interested in understanding the truth of what happened to their ancestors and what is currently happening to us, our families, and our children, and how we can legitimately reverse these traumatic situations, we can do it. So we are pulling a first statement, because as comments come, we'll read them. So this is by Ninas. It said Tinubu's proposed National Youth Conference, which was originally designed to come off and bribe leaders of the youth in Nigeria, has finally commenced, but in totally different form and venue. Yes, because they tried to bring up something else, but the youths who understood where they were going came up with their own way of doing the conference. We're going to play the first video we'll play. You're going to see what our youths are doing. What they're doing. We're going to play it for you. So, like we're saying, like Nina's was saying, of course, that the youths decided to do it differently, not the way the criminals wanted to do it, with no other moderator than the public. The youth are speaking directly to their terrible president about the terrible conditions of the people in the terrible country under the terrible 1999 constitution that shouldn't have been in the first instance. So what is short is a short clip, but it gives you an idea of what the youths are doing by themselves. Thank you. The conference is going on. This is it. Nina's told you, we are not waiting to come to Aso Rock to have meeting with you. You will go under mango tree to have meeting, because we are the people, the natives, the villagers. And you can see Tinubu is sleeping while the conference is going on. Meeting has taken off. That conversation that they said you're not going to have, it has started. And our youth are happy. But the man is sleeping. Is he going to continue to sleep? Are we going to allow him to continue to sleep? Very soon he will be woken up by Obunigwe, Idoam, inside in his ear. Nimentia, or Doya Nimenti, Idowai. The sleep will clear from his eyes, and he will carry his box and start running, like we have seen in other parts of the world and Africa. Because when you think you want to rule the people with your draconian attitude, you want to do it the way you want to do it, it's only for a short time. One winter, my people will say, one winter. So these youths you just saw are the survivors of the NSAS protest. They wanted to bring them into a hall so that they will finish them and eliminate them. They were wise. They said, no, we are not coming into your hall. We will stay in our spaces, because this is 2025, for crying out loud. It's age of technology. We can hold a meeting right from our bedrooms, from inside toilets, under the ground, under the bridge, everywhere. The conference can go on. We don't need to enter your Aso Rock so that you bribe us and then eliminate those you want to eliminate. We can as well start the meeting from our bedrooms. So the meeting has taken off. We'll pull a next one, because when the youths are speaking, everybody must speak. Everybody will be forced to speak. This is President Goodluck. He's talking about the clear abuse of power and privileges. It cuts across all the three arms of government. It's not just one place. The executive, the legislative, the judiciary. That means democracy has been toppled in Nigeria. They are shutting down democracy one state after another. They are ready to sack all opposition governors and all opposition senators. They will sack everyone so that they can get what they want. So pay attention. Thank you.
And some of these are the issues we discuss. We're talking about building a society where no one is oppressed, as reflected in the top paragraph of our national anthem. As a former president and also from the Niger Delta, when the issue of suspending the governor came up, I think people call on me, oh, President Jonathan, oh, President Obasanjo, you should say something. People expected us to say something about what is happening. And of course, people don't even know that traditionally all over the world, former presidents hardly make statements about what the current presidents are doing because of the tension it could create in the country. In most cases, look at America, look at everywhere. So hardly for former presidents to make sometimes you see. And of course, what is happening in Nigeria today regarding the situation in River State is like an Indian proverb that said that if somebody is sleeping, really sleeping, you can easily wake up that person. But if the person is pretending to sleep, you find it difficult to wake up that person. The key actors in Nigeria, from executive to the legislature, luckily Senator Binta and others are here, and the judiciary, they know the correct thing to do. But they are refusing to do it. They are pretending to sleep. And waking such a person is extremely difficult because the person knows the right thing. The clear abuse of offices, clear abuse of power, clear abuse of privileges, cutting across from the three arms of government, from the executive to the parliament to the judiciary. And I always plead with our people that whatever we do affects everybody. And sometimes we do things and we think that it doesn't affect us. I've been a president before, and even after leaving office as a former president, people get to me. Why is that our passport is not valued that much? Why is that Nigerians are not given the kind of treatment we're supposed to receive at the international airports? Sometimes we think it's because of Yahoo boys or 419ers. No, not only them. Yes, they are part of the problem. But whatever happens in a country, decisions that are taken by the executive arm of government, decisions that are taken by the parliament, judicial decisions affect everybody. For example, no businessman can bring his money to invest in a country where the judiciary is compromised, where a government functionary can dictate to judges what judgment they will give. No man brings his money to invest in that account because we are taking a big risk. So whatever we do affects everybody. And if we must build a nation for our children and our grandchildren, no matter how painful it is, we must strive to do what is right. It may cost us, but we must endeavor and pay the price to insist on doing what is right. Whether you're holding an executive office as a president, a minister, or a governor, or a special advisor, or executive, whether you're holding an office in the parliament, senate, or rep, whether you're a judicial officer at the high courts or appellate courts, we must strive to do what is right. If we want to build a nation that our children will be proud of.
Okay then.
Thank you so much. Isi Momodu, you're welcome. Please continue to share, like, and subscribe. We'll pull up some pictures for you and more as we got the information, because this is interactive, like we said. You send text to us, or you write it in the comments, or you send videos to us. We present it to our people to make sure everybody is part of this conversation. We must do something. Like we said, they are shutting down the so-called democracy, because we know there cannot be any democracy under 1999 colonial constitution, because the people did not make it. It was imposed on the people. And when we talk about constitution, we're not talking about the paper that was written, because you just see some of these people that I will call daft. They don't even know what constitution is. Yet they can speak so eloquently. They can speak plain English, with common sense they don't have. Constitution is the constitutional arrangement, the protocol, So when you finish arranging it, you can write it in a paper. Some are not written, but it's still the constitution. We are saying that the constitutional arrangement in Nigeria is supposed to be a federal system where the constituent members decide how they want to live and exist. And each of the constituent member will have their own independent constitution, and then bring them together and then say, okay, this is what we are about, because it's about the land and the people. Then we say, we are so people. This is the percentage of what we will contribute to the union. And this is what we want the union to do with it. They will have a say. The people, the ethnic nationalities, will have a say in the union. But what you have now is not constitution. It's a union at gunpoint. That's what you have. So you cannot practice democracy on top of that. However, whatever it is that they had, they by themselves are now shutting it down. So we saw these graphics. Of course, the name of the person that made it is on. It's Mike Asukwa, because I like giving credit to people. He says, shutting down democracy one state at a time. You see how he represented it. And people are watching, like, what is going on. There's a next picture, because we want to run through pictures to show our people. This is Wicked Wike. Our children named him Wicked Wike. Okay? He's the Adolf Hitler of Nigeria. You can see he has the mustache. Can this thing go up? It can come up, right? Okay. Exactly. Thank you. So, power drunk, ready to take everyone down before 2027. That's where they're running to. Please, the next one. That is where they're running to. All these things you see happening is the permutation, political permutation. Of course, you can see the agents they are using. You see the bags of money, because our children are representing these things, and we're bringing them to you. You see the bags of money. You see that woman in front. That is the job they're doing, all of them. But we ask them, you are selling your people at what cost? Your children at what cost? As a woman that you have entered labor room to give birth, you know what it means to give birth to children. But you're selling the destiny and the future of your children. At what cost? For what? So that you can buy wig or what? Please, the next one. That's the name of the woman you saw standing in front of those bags. That's the one they're using to try to bring down Natasha. And it's a woman. She calls herself dishonorable because there's no honor in it. Charity, EJC, or Male, or whatever. She's just an example of what they're doing. All the things happening in Kogi with Natasha and Rivers is an example of what has been happening for about 60 years now. It didn't start today. It's just that today we have social media. So we can bring these things. Please, the next one. We can bring these things. That's her there. You know, that woman that made a declaration about how she wants to recall Natasha. We don't want to put our mouth in what is happening here because it's all messed up. But we're just trying to show you as an example of what they are doing. See her here again with Yahaya. Is it Yahaya? Yahaya Bello or Yeye Bello? I don't know which one he answered himself. These politicians, they work with these agents. Please, the next one. We just want to run through. You see them had at on printing the so-called signature that they say the people sign. You see that inside one room signing it. The next one, please. You see them signing it. That's what they're doing. It's not democracy. It is what the next one. So, okay, this is the video. Sorry, hold on. So, but what we're saying is that this is the state that we are in, and people are talking of going for election. Have you seen that your election is not election? It will not hold, and it will not give you what you want. Why? Because of 1999 Constitution that centralized everything. It's like putting all your virtues and all your talents and skills inside one bag. So when is a one bag? Any man, any criminal that runs to carry that bag, Oti, everything has finished. Everything has gone. So it is wrong to have a nation of this magnitude and this diversity thrown into one bag called the 1999 Constitution, where one criminal, Ali Baba and 40 thieves, will struggle, do everything, kill everybody to get hold of that bag. And once he holds that bag, everyone is gone. That's why you see they fight so much to get hold of that power, because it is in one bag. It cannot be so. Assuming we are practicing true federalism, I'm telling you, that Aso Rock will not be that attractive. That Aso Rock will not be that attractive because you have decentralized power. Anybody trying to conquer the 250 or 300 million people, you have to do extra work. That's why during colonialism, it was difficult for the colonial master to conquer Igbo land to today because we don't have monarchy system. We never had it. They will say Igbo Enweze. That Igbo does not have one singular king. We don't. Our king is God. However, we have representative. So we have our autonomy. So they had to go one village by village. It took them a long time to conquer an Igbo. Till today, they are still trying to conquer. They have not succeeded because one village in Igbo land has its own king with different way they do their things, their culture and everything. You can't impose one on all of them. Even when you come in the family, in the town, each family is different. When at the town, the central place, you say something, a man can be in his own house and say, well, chief, that one you're saying is in your father's compound. You see this, my father's compound. We don't do it that way. That's what we tell you, that as Ndi, we are born Republicans. You don't impose things on us. So that is why it's easy to control Nigeria, because they put everything together and put a monarch on top, feudal system, and through them they are stealing all the resources, all the lands, everything, and whatever they say they want to do, you have no choice. So it is not government of the people. It's not democracy. It's government of the criminals that made it their way to the top for the criminals and for their families alone. This is Adam Oshimole. We are using him as an example to show you why they're fighting so hard to get to power, whether at president or governor or senator or whatever. Why they are killing and doing everything possible to get there is because they can steal. They are all criminals. All of them. Bannon, all of them. Churchill, all of them, because they are empire builders. They are empire builders. They are emperors. Our brother Ukwama said that's why they describe us as headless. No, we are not headless. It's not, that's no, they are describing it, but they don't understand that. That's why it's difficult to colonize us as a people. Because we have we have never been headless. We are ruled by ideas. Culture rules us. In Igbo land, culture rules us. Not one human being will come and be monarch and impose himself on us. It does not work like that. And that is true democracy. That is what it ought to be. What we are practicing in Igbo land is actually the democracy, where one man will not have the power to impose his views on the entire people. We have what you call Ohaneze. That means the people, the public, and the king. They work hand in hand. We have youth groups. We have women groups. We have children groups. We have constitution. Our Omenani is our constitution. That is what we had before the white man came with his religion and his criminality and his military. So the true democracy, they stole it from Africa and went to practice it in their land, wrote it now in English, and corrupted it and are trying to impose it on us. It is not organic. What they are bringing, just like their religion, is not organic. It's not working. Why will it not work? Because there's evil intent. The aim is to steal resources, not for power to be given to the people. In true democracy, that is demo, people. In true democracy, the people are in charge. They decide how they want to be governed. They decide everything and everybody will be part of it. That is the true democracy. That is where we are supposed to be. So see one criminal, just watch and see all the things. This is Adams Oshomolo's Oshomole estate. Look very well so that you understand.
No, someone like this estate.
See a man, they go down, go inside.
He's a lie.
One man.
No, someone like this estate.
I get that.
Are you seeing, my people? This is one man that was fighting for labor just few years ago. Less than 20 years ago.
He's a lie. Oshomole.
This is Oshomole. They say we should be saying allegedly. Allegedly, you know, alleged. This is it. This is just one. All of them. All of them have these things. All of them. This is why election in Nigeria is do or die affair. Because it's a key to develop where all the wealth, the collective wealth is kept. They share all the
like that.
Whether APC, PDP, or Labour,
respect anybody.
it's the same thing. This is why election is a do or die affair in Nigeria. Our brother, Bertram Ojako, he said, I agree with you concerning the origin of democracy. Science agrees that the human race originated from Africa. Absolutely. Absolutely. Human race, civilization, everything originated from Africa. Everything. And that's why we are confident that we'll do it again. And we want to end colonialism and neocolonialism so that we'll do what our ancestors did before. We are the ones that knew how to govern the society, community, develop, and so that it's not just about government, but in such a way that everybody's right is represented, everybody's voice is represented. That is what it ought to be. Not one man imposing his views and ways on other, or one woman. So continue to share. Like we told you, they are using their agents to silence the voices of the people, especially the vulnerable, the women, the children, the youths, the powerless. There's no democracy in Nigeria. What we have is Federal Republic of impunity and injustice. They are ready to rig all elections. They kept the youths and the populace very hungry so that they can use them to thumbprint and rig elections. No credible election can take place in Nigeria under 1999 Constitution. All they do is grab power so they can steal our commonwealth. None of them is different. All of them swearing to uphold the unitary constitutional arrangements so that they can amass wealth through impunity. But you know what? Thank God for NINAS. NINAS has organized all the ethnic nations. NINAS have gone to dig out all the information because some of us didn't know what was happening before. We knew it was the more we looked, the less we saw. But with information coming from different places, hidden places, thank God for NINAS. Then organizing the ethnic nationalities. Say, you know what? We don't need to fight. We don't need to fight ourselves. We all have resources in our land. We just need to have conversation. And that conversation began about 25 years ago. It's been going on. The ethnic nations have been in conversation, speaking. And that's why we're saying, you as an ethnic nation, Ijo, Urobo, Igbo, Yoruba, it is your responsibility to go to your villages and discuss with your people. Organize your people. Because when this conversation will get to where it will get to, the only people that will lose out are those that are not listening to this call to organize their own people. We are telling you, organize your people right now because Nigeria is going down. And the only people that will lose out are those that refused to organize themselves. Those that left this thing we are saying they should do and are busy chasing the politicians and the church people with all the money that are sharing. You are the one that will lose out. So this man, I don't know his name. You will see his name when he starts playing. He's representing about 300 civil societies, because these civil societies are the ones that are part of the people that have been causing trouble in our land. Because when you say this is what is happening, they will give them money to say another thing. But this time around, they said what is right. That's what we are bringing. Please listen. Thank you.
The judiciary to be independent. They won't allow the police to be independent. They won't allow the electoral management body to be independent, because those are the institutions that they capture and compromise in order to stay in power. So that's where we are in Nigeria. Everyone knows that's the truth. That's where we are. But we'll continue to push, to advocate, and to work with relevant stakeholders to see how we can get change and reform happen in Nigeria. But let me just chip this in. There's so much talk about 2027 election, but I would dare say that the biggest challenge we have in Nigeria is not the elections, it's the constitution. This same constitution that the president has just thrown in the dustbin and acted very irresponsibly. Until we have the courage, the conviction, and the character to move forward, particularly through the National Assembly, to have a change of constitution. Mark my words, not an amendment of the constitution, but a change of the constitution. It's difficult to see any scenario how this country will move forward.
But some would argue that it is much more important, perhaps more fundamental, to have a root and branch reform within the political class, because I mean the constitution as you have it, you've talked about how ineluctably clear section 305 is. And yet people have gone and done whatever they want to do. So I mean the constitution is just a document.
It is a document.
It's about how you interpret that document and implement that document.
This one,
I agree with you, but you see, the constitution is the ground norm. This is what defines how we live together as a people. This is what defines how we function. This is what supports our democratic arrangement. Now, if you look at the constitution, that's really a conversation for some other day. But if you look at the constitution, it is flawed in so many ways that you can't begin to think. I mean, why do you think every year, once a new government comes in, the National Assembly sets up this constitutional review panel, they will take one or two pieces here and there, amend it. How long are you going to do that? 20 years, 40 years, 60 years? The constitution is fatally flawed. Corruption in Nigeria is supported by the constitution. Ethnic divisions in Nigeria is supported by the constitution. Religious divisions is supported by the constitution. There is hardly anything wrong with Nigeria that the constitution does not tacitly or directly support.
Or at least ambiguously.
That's right. You need a constitution that the people can say, yes, we the people have put together this constitution for ourselves. And that is not what it is.
Yeah.
No Nigerian owns that constitution. No Nigerian.
Cheerful. Welcome.
So we're going to sound a warning. If law and order breaks down today in Nigeria, you know what? The most endangered species are the lawyers in the land, the so-called men of God in the land, the civil societies, because of what they have done against the people. They are the ones that swore to protect and defend the people. And what did they do? They sold them, used them to make money. This is even before we get to the political class, because these people work hand in hand with the political class, the politicians and the political parties. They are the ones that make innocent people to be killed by this evil system. They know the truth. So this man now, what he's saying shows that he knows the truth. Like we always tell you people here, that these people know the truth, whether you're church leaders or the lawyers or whatever. But because they're making money from the wrong situation, from this evil situation, they will keep quiet. But you know what? Innocent people continue to die, continue to suffer. You will bear the repercussion of this evil that you're doing. You will. We'll play another video for you. NSAS 2020. This is what our children were saying 2020. This is 2025. At Lekki Tollgate Plaza epicenter. No, not this one. Is this the one that's...
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Okay, you can go ahead.
And so it is not about the cost of governance we're talking about. It is in writing down in the...
So this is not the video we wanted to play. Let me see.
No, I have it.
Okay, have you seen it?
Yeah, it's this one, right?
Let me see.
Can you see it or no?
Okay, yes, this is the one. Yes, we are showing you that our youths know what is going on, and gradually we will build momentum to where these things will be what is supposed to be. So listen, please.
That leadership gets end. The Nigerian constitution again is one of the problems of this country. Please, we have to know this. 1999 Nigerian constitution is a big problem. Please, we are putting an end to 1999 Nigerian constitution. The constitution that says that the leaders go put aside our money treasury. We know if you ask the question in the constitution, check out. Download and use your phone. You don't get right to ask them. Hello! 1999 constitution has to go down. We need a referendum. Nigeria need to start afresh. Buhari, hear our voice. Hello! Thank you very much.
So our youths are shouting. These ones are doing as if they are deaf and dumb. Now, survivors of this, from this mass shooting, are the ones doing this youth conference that you're seeing. They are rallying themselves together, gearing up for the final onslaught against 1999 Constitution in 2025. Some people that want to deceive themselves may think
business as usual.
It's business as usual. But you know what? We are telling you it's not business as usual. Conversation is going on. If you want to be part of it, good for you. You don't want to be part of it. My people said that you want to close your ears and say what can happen. This is not possible. Hey, you want to live in unbelief. Don't worry. We are just showing you that we are encircling our enemy. We are closing in on our enemies from all grounds. And we have told you, you don't need to shed any blood. This is battle of wits. So eventually, you, the people, will prevail. So this, we are not telling you, as we are coming down on to bring down this 1999 Constitution, Ninas is saying that we must define the change we seek. I don't know whether you're playing, you need to play from 1730, this first segment, before the second segment. The first segment is from 1730. Is that where it is? 1730 to 2739. We need to define the change we seek. So please pay attention. Thank you.
People of Nigeria who are living in the torment of military Nigeria will have to step forward to begin to join the task of salvaging themselves, saving themselves from impending doom. There's already bad weather. There's already rain falling and destroying things. But the one that is now the deluge that will come if we fail to arrest the situation is why we're making this short appeal to open your eyes to where that calamity is coming from. We have identified that constitution of Nigeria as the source of all your misery and the collapsing environment in which you live. And so we are pointing you to, we want to be able to identify who the enemy is in this complicated battle. The enemy is anybody that subscribes to that constitution, that 1999 constitution. It could be a candidate contesting election. It could be political party. All the political parties in Nigeria subscribe to that constitution. It could be supporters of the candidates. It could be people who go to vote in the election under that constitution. They are the ones, but if you were looking for who, because some are hoodwinked, some are being deceived. The ones who are deceiving the others are the ones who swear to defend and uphold that constitution. They know, because we have engaged them. We have told them these things to say the people are dying. They grab that constitution with all their might because of the profits they make from it. They know that you are going to die. They know you are going to get more miserable. They are not explaining to you. They don't want you to know that it is because of the profit they will make for themselves. Governors every month, 5 billion, 10 billion for them and their families, to which they are not, on which they are not accountable to you for how they spend. In the 48 months, they will be there 4 years, or 8 years if you are unlocked, 84 months. Or is it 48? No, 96 months. And so, those are the people tormenting you. The ones who subscribe to that constitution, the ones who swear to defend and uphold, the ones who go to election, political parties, all of the political parties. Now, what are you to do? What are you to do? Separate yourself. In the days ahead, Ninas will be drawing a line, will be making an altar call. All of those who stand with that constitution on one side, all of those who stand with Ninas to take down that constitution right at this time on the other side. That's what you will find in Nigeria in the days ahead. Because we can't continue like this. And the torment has come to where those who, who want to save themselves must now stand up and help take down that apartheid constitution that bring all these torments. The ones who swear to defend and uphold that constitution are committing treason against the rest of us. They're committing an offense that could be punished with any kind of punishment the mob can inflict. But they are committing treason because they are hanging on to a document that implants a signature fraudulently, empowering themselves to do what they are doing, whether it is stealing they are doing, or it is the killings they are doing, or it is the other things that they make profit from that they are refusing to do. We must separate ourselves from them. They are the enemies of the people. The other enemies are only the Fulani that come to kill you are able to get to you because that constitution is in place, still in place. So it is your twin brother, it is your nephew, it is your sister that is part of upholding that constitution, going to renewing the life of that constitution that has brought the Fulani that is killing you. If it is hunger if it is poverty that is grinding you, if it is electricity that is destroying your business or lack of faith, whatever it is that is tormenting you, look for those you can reach, those you know their roles, that are subscribing to that constitution, whether they are doing political party or contesting the election or swearing to defend and uphold that constitution, having won. They are the ones, they are the ones that are putting you through that torment. So by this short broadcast, just dress back, inform other people, send this information to everywhere you can get to if you want to be a part of solving that problem. We are going to make a formal invitation and people are going to come to take the specific steps we're going to be directing in the days ahead, because the time is here to solve the problem that's been, tormenting us for decades. We have built sufficient consensus against that constitution, sufficient consensus against the proprietors of that constitution, those who benefit from that constitution, and condemn the rest of the people to the miseries they live in, so that together we will take down that constitution and arrive at new, constitutional protocols that we shall determine in self-determination, ratifying by referendums. I think we stop here.
So you see how it's important for us to define the change we seek. People that are saying we want to protest, Showore and Dele, Faratomi, and all of them, they are just agents of one Nigeria. What they're trying to do is to push the youths into protest so that they will benefit from it. And then eventually they will emerge as the leader. But that's not going to happen. So far, 1999 constitution is in place. Showore can never be president of Nigeria. Go and tell him. So far, 1999 constitution is in place. You see him, Showore. He thinks that this whole thing we are doing is about student union protest. This is Nigeria. This is beyond student union. This is not the gra-gra, student union gra-gra, that in those days when we were in university, students will be doing gra-gra-gra. That's not what it's all about. This is deeper. Please stop allowing people like Showore or whatever he calls himself to distract you. They use him to distract the youth. When they say the young shall run, I'll be too early to young, run, I'll be too old to run. I don't know what they call it. He emerged, did his own jaga, buy eyeglasses, buy designer suit, walk up and down. And then eventually entered where he entered. Then he appeared again. He's one to organize NSAS. And when he was doing that thing, we were telling him, do not go calling 20 items. We want police to end. We want this, want this. No, that's not how it's done. It's only one thing that is the problem, the 1999 constitution. If Showore had channeled the energy of these youths towards 1999, pulling down 1999 constitution, by now would have been home. Everybody would be home. And he will not. Because he wants to do in such a way.
All about him.
Yes, so it's all about him. And that's what we take as if people have mental illness. Most of them are abusing certain materials. So they're not able to understand what is being said. And that's why you cannot be following them. Youths, please, stop following these people. They might have massive followership on Facebook or YouTube because they're speaking English or doing one thing on, we are doing designer and doing. But that does not mean that their brain is functioning.
And that does not mean they are for you.
And that does not mean they are for you. They are not for you. They are just for themselves. They are selfish gain from Nigeria. That's just like the church leaders, the religious leaders, the traditional rulers. These people are just in for what they will benefit. But what the movement we are pushing for is the movement where you, everyone will be part and you will benefit from it, because if you reconstruct the union, you will begin with what you need to receive. Your life will be.
Oh, looks like she's frozen.
Yeah, I think I'm back. So the last segment we want to play, it's Ninas is trying to show us, this is audio by the way, the importance of framing the demand of any protest around terminating the 1999 Unitary Constitution. That's all you need to do, just one single thing. And all the plans to go and conduct another illegitimate election will go down. Because that election is what gives life to this 1999 Constitution. But if you can turn around and do the right thing, share this video, let all the youths around you that are planning one protest or the other understand what they are protesting against and how they need to do it. so that it will yield the result they're looking for, rather than falling into the hands of these enemies and they will destroy them. We don't want that to happen. Please, so listen. Thank you.
It's not about the cost of governance we're talking about. It is in writing down in the constitution by yourself what and what and what will be the structure, what and what and what will be the system, what and what and what will be the responsibilities of each tier of government. And then the local governments have no business in the constitution. Shame on all the lawyers who are saying now democracy has come. In a situation where we are complaining about unitarism, unitary arrangement, in which the federal government, by 68 items of exclusive list, confiscates everything that should have been the powers of the federating units, the states. They broke down the federation, fractured the 4 regions into states. We now have 36, and took over all their assets and their powers, bunched them into this exclusive list. It is in going to that transition, insisting on immediate transition, the type the blacks in South Africa insisted on at the time the apartheid constitution was still in town. That is the problem we have to solve now. And then the final one is to say the time-bound announcement. Somebody must stand up in Abuja to make this announcement, acknowledging the problem, committing to solving the problem, committing to suspending further national elections so that we can go and deal with the matter now. Otherwise, the politicians will come back to you. They're already holding nocturnal meetings here and there, alliances and coalitions. P2B is already gathering people to say we go again. All of those things will lead to further disaster. We warned you before you went to 2023. We warned you before 2015. You didn't listen. Buhari happened. After 8 years, you thought the worst was over. You went again in the midst of all the warning. Look at what has happened to you. Look at what has happened to the people you are voting for. Are those men of God who are mobilizing you suffering with you now? No. So why can't we make that conscious decision to dress back from what we were thinking before and rearrange in logical formation what we will now come out to demand? Ninas is saying that the demand must be the termination of the life of that the operation of that 1999 constitution, an immediate transition to go and rework. We're not anarchists, so we say let those in government house remain in government house, so that we can go. The owners of the sovereignties that are confiscated into Nigeria from 1914, they are the ones who have to go and decide first whether they want to federate, and if they say yes by referendums, on what terms. It is when the people decide, discuss, and document all of this that it then becomes a constitution that can have the preamble, we the people of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, because we have now identified ourselves, Yoruba wishing to federate with Ijo, Ogoni wishing to federate with Tiv, Urobo wishing to federate with Kataf, and so on and so forth. That is the nature of the problem we have. That is the nature of the solution that will apply. That time-bound announcement, the type that South Africa made in 1990 to begin to wind up the operation of the apartheid constitution, is what we must target to do now. Every other thing we talk about wanting to do is a product of either ignorance or dishonesty. We have more than 1 week. Today is, we're at least 10 days away from when whatever protest will begin. If those who are calling you out into this protest are not prepared to think through what the problem is that needs to be solved and how it will be solved, the Nina's 5-point proposition, then you can take it to the bank that they are dishonest. We would have been talking about ignorance if we hadn't dealt with them. We had dealt with every one of them. Confront them with what we have just said, whether they know or they don't. Let those who follow Peter Obi around ask him whether he does not know that this constitution is the problem. that is responsible for the bad leadership we're talking about, responsible for the corruption we're talking about, responsible for the killings happening all over the place, just because of the centralization of everything in the hands of people who want it so, who benefit from it. Ask Showore whether he doesn't know. Ask Elbuba whether he doesn't know. They all know, but they know you don't know. And so they draw you out. They are part of the system. They are agents of the system. If they are not agents of the system, they must now join in the task of taking down that constitution, which is what NINAS had for the last 25 years organized countrywide, including international imperatives for doing it. And we have something that should not take more than 90 days if the rest of the people will wake up now. And so, since the consequences of going to election under that constitution has come home to everybody, why can't we now say, let us turn off the tap? Why can't we now say that NINAS is right, transition now, in rejection of that constitution? If you don't do that, you're only saying we want to be killed some more. We want to be impoverished some more. We want to be enslaved some more. That's what it will mean. And so, in closing, NINAS invites all of those who are planning one form of protest and revolution to join in this discussion of framing the demands to address the source of the problem. Otherwise, what happened to NSAS protests will be a child's play in terms of how this vicious system will manage what you are doing. We read what they were saying about who are planning to organize what is going to happen. We can't descend to the level of answering back at them. We are talking to you who live in that calamity to stand up and assert your right. It is your right. Sovereignty belongs to you. And it is in exercise of that right. You have to assert it. You have to overthrow the constitution that hijacked your sovereignty. The people that swear to defend and uphold that constitution are not on your side of this matter. They are the ones tormenting you, and they masquerade under various political party platforms. But you have to take responsibility for your own life, for your own future, and take charge by standing up and demanding an end to the operation of that constitution. Everything needed to do every bit of it is contained in that NINAS 5-point proposition, step by step. From the time you say you reject, from the time you adopt those propositions as a mark of your rejection of that constitution, it will not be more than 90 days to when the solution will have been placed on the table by those who have refused to listen to you all the while. And nobody dares shoot at you. That is your best defense from the shooting that might happen. If you frame your demands to point at the source of that problem, that constitution, because it is upon that constitution that they stand. It is from that constitution that they draw the power to shoot at you. It is from that constitution they draw the power to steal all the money in the treasury. It is from that constitution they draw the power to act with impunity, because there's a provision that protects them from you. Did you make it so? Did you write it so? Did you make that constitution that gave them all of this and excluded every good thing from you? You didn't. So you cannot be rejecting the consequences of that constitution and at the same time warming up to go to another election under that constitution, because the winner, no matter who, will swear to defend and uphold that constitution, meaning that your situation is being reinforced and it will be entirely your making, because there is now an opportunity to terminate your trauma simply by adopting and putting forward demands that begin and end with that constitution. so that we turn off the tap from where these atrocities are flowing towards you.
Thank you. So we posted this video in its entirety in the platform. Just if you want to listen, this is one hell of a video that is giving you all the directives in terms of what you need to do and where you need to go. You can see that Nina's template is a freedom that we describe as a one-stop freedom. We don't have to go anywhere. We don't have to fight the police on one side and then fight corruption on the other side and fight your neighbors and fight the pastors. If we fix the template like we are asking, if we change the template like we are asking, then it will solve every problem. So you're going to one shop to buy all the things that you need. So Nina's is the one-stop shop for the freedom that we seek. Your freedom is at your doorstep. All we ask is to open your heart, stop being doubtful. I don't know why you'll be doubtful when you have trusted all these your bishops and pastors all these years lying to you. All the things they have promised you from the day you were born. When right? Except maybe once you decide with your chi, the one you pray to your chi directly and ask for it. So if you are willing to give random people trust, why can't you open that door, that Nina's door present waiting for you, so that we can end this madness once and for all? Go ahead, sister.
No, I was agreeing with you. I say, yeah, you have trusted all the wrong people.
Even the saint we won't watch.
Exactly. Like the coalition, you see them forming. They are not forming the coalition to hand power back to the people. They are just trying to replace the current terrible one with their own terrible
with
self.
Themselves.
With their terrible self. And that's why you've been getting worse. And people keep saying it, say, oh, Buhari, this one gets worse. Yes, because of 1999 Constitution. That's what we're telling you. You will keep changing from it, will keep going down. You will keep going down into damnation because you have not solved the cause of your problem. The source of the problem, you have not fixed it.
The underlying issue.
The underlying issue. When we call root cause analysis, if you sat down to do root cause analysis to see this thing that is doing me, my people sina wagadi why danda dada bolonabo or go ihobun. That means if an old woman carrying a basket, she trips and falls down, 1, 2, she will do a reassessment of what she's carrying in basket. That's what we keep telling people, that all these things, you like, some people go to Harvard and say, oh, so person presented in Harvard. If you go back to your ancestors, what they said.
Your ancestors were living that life. They didn't have to go to Harvard.
They were already living it. You don't need to go to Harvard. Yeah. To hear one professor that is presenting something that he doesn't know. No. If you go back to what your ancestors, the sayings of your ancestors, you have enough
sense to conquer anything.
Yes, to develop your sense and know what to do. It's talking about root cause analysis. If you do something the first time, you fail. Second time, you fail. Not talk of third, fourth, fifth, sixth. You are still repeating it. You must get off your mind.
Wait. I need to finish my 100-day fasting, sister. So I can turn into hunger fish.
I'm telling you. So it's time for you to now say, oh, let's analyze what is going on. But you know what? The people leading you at every sphere of the society, religion, business, whatever it is, because the system is upside down. So they made the itibolibos. I don't know what is itibolibo in English. Like
the dumbest of them all.
Yes, they empower them to be on top. Then the sensible ones, they disempower them and they're down. So whether you go to social media or go to a senator, what is House of Rep or Senate or broadcasting, everywhere you go that is on top. When you listen to them, they don't make sense. And I observed this since I was small, but I thought it was God because, religion. I say, how can God make all the intelligent
that wicked God, man?
And then he made all the stupid people to be rich. I noticed myself, growing up, I didn't I don't usually associate with the so-called rich because they don't make sense. When I sit down to interact with them, even in high school, they don't make sense. And I say, this person that doesn't make sense like this, how did he become rich? Or is it that you need stupidity to
grandchildren
become?
of the Warren chiefs.
Yes, it's when I now eventually met Tony, and I said, this is what I observed. He now gave me the story. Tony Nadi, yes. He now said yes, because they empower the stupid people in our midst. It now made sense. Because for colonialism to thrive, for new colonialism to thrive, they need some local agents. And those local agents must be what we call it, like the stupid ones in our midst. So they will empower them. Because you must be stupid for you to be repeating the same thing 6 times. It's not working. You're still there promoting it. And then you come and sit down and you're giving analysis in the name of your journalist. And you're talking and speaking English and talking. Like
English is another definition of ndara. Ndara now with they are mad people.
It's crazy. It's crazy. So my people, 1999 Constitution and national elections equals a marriage made in hell. This is by our sister Ndidi. You cannot be going for any national elections under 1999 Constitution. It will always give you a wrong outcome. It will always. You saw Peter. He's there eating rice up and down. Very soon they'll start chewing corn, and then they will go inside dustbin and start carrying dustbin with people, just trying to show that they're with the people. But that's not what we need. We need power to go back to the people, P2B. Power needs to go back to the people.
Not a talker with the people.
Not eating corn with the people, staying with them inside dustbin, showing that you're in dustbin with them, that you're a humble man. Now and see me, I'm inside gutter with the people. No, we are talking of lifting our people out of the gutter so that they will take their rightful positions. And they have to do that by determining how they are governed. That is constitution, because they're the constituent members. So they will decide how they want to live. That's the reconstruction we're talking about, not a talker. Not going to woman.
Isn't that what Okorocha did to them?
Yes, all of them
went to the market and started shouting, they are being treated bad, I'm gonna help. Motorcycle. Only for
I saw one that said he was empowering his people. He bought motorcycle tires for them. One, not even 201.
My dear, he has an agenda. He's asking you to use it and tie you on your neck and set it on fire.
Honestly, it breaks my heart. They made leadership look like impossible. This is what women that didn't go to school are doing in their homes, managing the home, managing the children, effortlessly, and there will be peace and there will be everything going on well. That's just what it means. But how do you have a man that doesn't know how to manage a woman and 2 children go to manage 300 million people?
Oh dear.
That's not possible. He doesn't even know what to do, and you can't give what you don't have. So the imposed 1999 Constitution is source of miseries. National elections.
I will remain the source of miseries.
I will remain the source of. So national elections renew the life of that 1999 Unitary Constitution, what we call the colonial constitution. The constitution that had said you will not have peace. They fooled you. They fooled you. They fooled you. The pastor, the priest, the politicians, the influencers, the celebrity lawyers, the traditional rulers, all of them. But there's something they say, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. But they have fooled us 60 times. Not twice. 60 times.
Of course. Why wouldn't they fool us 100 times when the pastors are their bedfellows and Ijele, what's his name? Flavor Kosahiana Asage will be singing their names in our songs. It will get all over about criminals and promoting them. They will promote the ex-governor of Imo State. These are the people that are not paying the teachers. When we talk about the influencer, then you're talking about the lawyers that don't know their left from right. Oh, I forgot. Why would they? Because they have to buy wisdom, called a wig to put on top of their head, to see that wisdom will penetrate into their brain.
Colonial wig. When
Yeah.
you have colonial wig on your head, that means you have colonial brain and colonial mind. So you have been enslaved.
Sister, they don't have any. They want to buy the wig to see if they can get some.
But the wig is colonial wig.
It is.
Now, so you're colonized from your brain.
That's true.
So how are you going to be anything else? Your mind is colonized. So if I'm talking, if daughters are truth, if we are talking, you won't even understand what we're saying because your mind is colonized. Everywhere. Wax. Everywhere is waxed up. So you won't even understand what we're saying. But you know what? Wisdom says, say no to preparations for 2027 national elections and say yes to transitioning for constitutional reconstruction. Is this not very simple? Very easy. But you know what? This message is going around. It's spreading because the angel of hunger is helping us. Yes. In Egypt, they use the angel of death. This one is angel of death and hunger. Mr. Hunger is knocking on everybody's door. Nigeria will happen to everybody. Everybody will be a victim of Nigeria. And then we will wake up and say no to Nigeria under the 1999 Constitution. We will do it. We don't have choice. No matter how long you pretend and lie to yourself. You see where we're going? We are getting to where the wall, we will use our heads to hit the wall. And then we bounce back. Brain will enter. We're going there. It's getting there. When people call me from Nigeria, sister, we can't eat, sister, I say, yes, I want you not to eat. Start fasting.
Yeah, what they eating? They're supposed to be on 200-day fasting.
Yes,
who's
200 days fasting. Oh, do you know that we have to trek everywhere? I say it's also good. It's good fit. It's not. It's fit because when there's too much fat everywhere and everywhere, you will not understand what we're saying. So you need the hunger, you need the suffering, you need the stress. You trek from 200 miles, then the brain will start waking up. Your sense, when we talk, you get what we're saying. So let the hunger continue because that is what will open people's brain. And then next time, when we tell you that we need to reconstruct this union, you will not ask me how. You will know how. Because we believe that you have the sense to do the right thing. Just that you are being distracted by the church, by the politicians, by all these criminals around you. But when you are very hungry, you will stop being distracted and get on the table so that we do the right thing. So let the music continue. Let the music play on. Yes. Thank you, my dear.
Thank you, brothers and sisters. Until next week, continue to help us to share and like and subscribe. We thank those of you that have subscribed to the program. We have so many of you watching but never subscribed. Please hit that subscription button so that it can alert you when we post the next video. Our main goal is for you to share this information with our people. Nothing more, nothing less. I know a lot of people out there are afraid that if they subscribe, that we may get paid.
It's free of charge.
It's free of charge. Please, we are not trying to get paid. We just want a future for our children. We want our people to live life with dignity. Please, that's all it's all about. We want our people to thrive, not survive. We want our people to be, because we know they have the best, they have more than the potential, and we need them to shine on a world stage. Thank you so much. Until next week, brothers and sisters.
Bye.